Hello once again, dear friends. Microsoft Azure Administrator Certification Training, and I am Amullah Ahmed Zay. And meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for the new videos. Let's start with the on-premises data center. As I promise you that we're gonna have each and every steps and everything will be in detail. So this is the first step, and let's start what's in this video. So on-premises data center, what we need, the first step is place. It means wherever your organization is located, at least they should have a place, a specific place for data center. The second step is that they have to a construction system for the data center. It means it needs wiring, it needs the cooling system, it needs the installation of cooling system, it needs the how to set up your cabling, how to set up each and everything, the floor. Like it needs a specific construction. The third step is that hardware. So it means the hardware, you know better that it's servers, switches, routers, firewall, storages, and so on. The fourth step, it is obviously you know that it's electricity redundant. It means all the time you should have power backup. In case of shortage, you need your organization to be running. At least it's one of the critical thing. The fifth step is that redundant internet high bandwidth. So it's it's also the same thing like electricity. In case if it goes down again, your business will be damaged. So the sixth step is data security. In case if anything happened to your data, then nobody trusts your organization. So therefore, the data security is also a really important in your organization. The seventh step is cooling system. Oh, that is really tough. You know, right now in my organization, which where I work, we have 4 data center. Although the weather is -7 degree, we still have ACs on for these data center. So it means it's really critical. Even though if it is winter, the cooling machine should run. So the eighth step is that dust-free environment. Again, it's one of the critical thing. And the ninth one is the manpower. So you know, obviously, we need for the engineers, operators, and so on. The tenth one is capital expenditures, like capex. It needs a lot of capital. You have to spend a lot of money on that. And the 11th one is BCDR, business continuity disaster recovery. In case of any damage to the area or the zone, there should be a redundant way that your data should be secure. And the 12th step is that it has one advantage is that each and everything is in your control. You can control the cooling, you can controlling the data, you can have control over your hardware, software, each and everything on your hand. So I'm sure this picture will give you a lot of idea about each and everything like softwares, servers, storages, network, infrastructure, environment monitoring, cabling, backup power, cooling, each and everything is exist in on-premises data center. So let's move further for the next slide. What's that? Wow, it's cloud. Okay, let's see what's in cloud. The cloud refers to services that are accessed over the internet and the software and database that run on those servers. So, what we have in the cloud. So, everything like these are all self services. It means whatever you find on the cloud, all of them self services. You're going to create each and everything for yourself. The same thing you are creating on a prem, I mean, on a prem data center, you're going to create the same services on the cloud for yourself. The second step or the second thing is that on demand. Whatever you need, you can do it. For example, you want to have a virtual machine, a server, whatever. And that would be like entertainment. Not entertainment, but again, the creation is not big deal. You have to discuss with your network team what type server they need, what they need. Each and everything should be specified, and then creation is like a piece of cake. So, what's the other benefit? Collection of data centers around the world. So, in cloud base, we have the data centers everywhere. So, I will put the links of the availability zone or the data centers, the regions, and the countries where are the Azure clouding data centers are available. That will be in the description. That one we have that global scope. So it's obviously it has global scope everywhere and ease of administration. Yeah, it's very easy to administrate, but again you have to learn a little bit about the environment, how to use it. And there's BCTR. No worry about security, about disaster recovery, and so on. In the same fashion, we have in the cloud-based backup and restoration that all the time our data would be safe and we can restore that. The performance is outstanding. Yeah, do not hesitate about the performance. All the time it has performance. It's super quick. It's accessible everywhere. And the security, yeah, security is also very good. No concern, nothing at all. Everything is perfect. They have very good security, different types of security, and I hope you follow my channel. We will, when we're creating the virtual machines, virtual networks, I will show each and everything for you step by steps. And the speed, yeah, speed is also super fast. It means like, let me tell you a little bit more information about the speed. Like, it depends what whatever you think about the speeds. Its speeds depend on, for example, if you order a virtual machine on premises, it will take a lot of time. It needs approval, it needs requirement, it needs where to install, how to install a rack, where to put the rack in the data center, and so on and so forth. In the same fashion, the speed of the virtual machine, it needs like a capacity, like hard disk, RAM, processor. Here, we don't need any speed. Everything is already provided for us. Either you want to create a virtual machine or either you are thinking about the performance of the system. Both of them available. The next step is improving productivity. Yeah, it is very efficient. And the cost, it is super. The cost is, for example, pay as you use. Pretend if you are not using any virtual machine, just simply delete it. There would be no cost on you. That much. Everything, whatever you use, you pay for that. It means there's not headache, there's not any agreement, there is not any commitment. Everything is very simple. And I hope diagram gave you a little bit idea. So this is the cloud computing. Via the internet, you're gonna connect to that. You have networking, you have the software application, security, database, and business intelligence, whatever you have. I hope it make a little bit sense for you about the cloud. Let's move further. So here we find a managed data center. What's managed data center? It is owned and managed by third person. In this data center, you pay for someone who provides services to you and give you access. So obviously, it's very easy to understand. Whoever created the cloud systems, I mean the clouding, that's the third party. They they have already set up the data centers, the hardwares, cooling systems, network, manpower, security, each and everything. And pay, you're gonna pay for your services whatever you use. And you don't have any headache about anything, about the cooling, about the lease, about the cooling system, about the internet, about electricity. Each and everything is already made for you. Just use it, use the services, and pay for the services. That's all. I hope it makes sense for you. Oh, that is the very critical topic. I'm suggesting you please pay attention for that. Hypervisors. What is hypervisor? So as you see here, it's hypervisor. It's a type of software we're going to install on a physical resources. And from that physical resources, we are using each and everything, whatever we need for it. For example, pretend we have this physical servers here and the hypervisor is running on them. So let's think for a moment. For example, this virtual machine is web application. This is network application. This is mailing server, and this is database. But all of them running on a same machine. So if the hypervisor is not here, it's impossible to create all these types of virtual machines over these hardwares. So the best thing, whatever the hypervisor does, it interact with your software, sorry, with your hardware, and it gives you the facility to create different types of virtual machines. And what is virtual machine? We will study a little bit about virtualization here. So virtualization lets you create useful IT services using resources that are traditionally bound to hardware. It allows you to use physical machine full capacity by distributing its capacity among the many users or environment. So let's see. For example, the same thing we we started in the example with the hypervisor. It's available here again. Pretend this is a virtual machine, a physical machine. Maybe it's a, a server. So in this server, we have pretend 32 GB RAM, like maybe Core i7 or maybe more than that, processor, hard disk, and so on and so forth. If you physically install a web application, so everything will be occupied by only one server. So the rest of the resources will be wasted. I hope you understand that. So the virtualization, it's over the whole hypervisor. As I told you before, the hypervisor is interacting with the hardware and the virtualization is over the hypervisor. So the virtualization gives you the facility to install, to use resources full capacity. Now pretend this is my server, and this server I'm going to use 30% for mail. The 30% I want to use for the web, and the other 30% of the resources I'm going to use for the legacy application. It means I have used the whole capacity of this server. If I don't use the virtualization system, it means I'm physically installing an operating system on it, and all resources will be wasted. So that was pretty much about the virtualization. I hope you understand that. Let's move further. Oh, that's cloud vendors. We have a lot of cloud vendors, but I have just put some of the top 10 cloud providers. So among them, that's AWS, Azure. They are the most famous one. But again, we have the other like Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, IBM, Dell, Dropbox, and so on and so forth. So do not panic about that. But we have to get more information if you would like. The AWS and Azure, they are right now at the top of the market. So I hope that makes sense for you. And let's move to the next slide. Cloud deployment model versus cloud services model. Uh, let's start from the left side. So the cloud deployment model, it's something on a cloud base. Whatever you see, we have different types of them. It means we have public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. Obviously, like if you're talking about the public cloud, public means it's open for everyone. Everyone can access that. Everyone can use it. So public cloud, it's it's obviously known from its name. It's public. It's open for everybody. But the private cloud, it's something private. That's for a specific organization or maybe for a specific company or enterprise. The hybrid cloud, it's something the combination of both of them, mean private cloud and public cloud altogether. And the community cloud, it's another type that's used for the community purpose. So that's pretty much, it's not something complicated topic that you couldn't understand. Let's move to the cloud services model. So in cloud, we have different type of service model, but I will start from the beginning, from the bottom, and we will talk about IaaS. So what is IaaS? It means infrastructure as a services. So in infrastructure as a services, we have some specific activities over there, like server storage network, like network architecture. Whatever we do, like we are just using the resources, the infrastructure pretty much. Each and everything, like we are interacting with the infrastructure. That's all. At the second step, at the middle, at the middle level, we have PaaS, mean platform as a services. Platform as a services. So in this level, what we do, it's pretty much the application developer at attracting or doing deals. Like whatever the application is going back and forth, the operating system and application stacks, server storages, network, and so on and so forth. The last, the third step is SaaS, means software as a services. In this level, you can find the end user applications on a daily basis that we are using, like package services, operating system, and application stack, server storage network, and so on. It means, in a simple word that I will tell you, for example, on a daily basis that you are using your emails like Gmail, Hotmail, and old fashioned, the other Outlook, all of them in a SaaS category. I hope it makes sense for you. But again, I will put the link for you in description if you need to study more about that. Feel free. Do not hesitate. If you have any question, I'm available to answer your questions. Let's move to the next slide. Hybrid benefits. Guys, it's one of the important thing that you should know. Let's take a scenario. What is hybrid benefit? At the beginning, I just gave you a little bit idea how we use the hybrid benefit. Pretend you have a big organization and you have purchased about 100 license for the operating system and infrastructure. So now it's the time to migrate from on-premises to cloud. I hope you know now about the on-premises and the cloud. So now what are you doing? You have already purchased 100 licenses. About these 100 licenses, you just use 50 of them, but the 50 other are remaining. It means they are just not used and they are on the table. So what are you doing with that? Do you want to put it away? You want to waste it? No. So hybrid benefit comes here. Whatever you have purchased while you are creating your infrastructure on the cloud, there's an option, it's called hybrid benefit. So at this level, when you check it on, it means you have already purchased, you have already the license of your operating system and infrastructure. So the hybrid benefit what the hybrid benefit gives you, it gives you like less amount of cost. It gives you more benefit. It means you are not supposed to pay a lot for your operating system, Windows operating system, and infrastructure. It means it gives you a lot of discount in a simple way. And you are not supposed to pay a lot of money for that, for the license, for the each and everything, because you have already have the license for your virtual machines, for the operating system, for the infrastructure. So then that's the meaning of hybrid benefit. And do not forget, we will have demo while we are creating the virtual machines. And I will show you the hybrid benefit. I hope you follow my channel and stay tuned for the other videos. We will be in touch. Okay, I think the lesson has finished. Thank you so much for your watching and do not forget to subscribe to my channel. We will be in touch. See you again. Thank you.